In this video, I'm going to demonstrate using PostTrans to manipulate bill of materials in Sage 200. This is the first of two videos. The other one will demonstrate with version control switched on. So what is PostTrans? Well, it's a simple Excel add-in which allows the data extraction, in this case bill of materials, to Excel. The user can then edit it within Excel. They can copy data and manipulate it within Excel, and then update any changes back to Sage 200. Of course, they can add new data by simply typing it or importing it from CSV file in new rows. Of course, as it's imported, the Sage business rules are applied and all validated correctly. Because we can also post labour, tools, machines and operations and create stock records amongst a whole host of other features that PostTrans has. Okay, so let's see PostTrans in action editing bill of materials. So here we are on our PostTrans 200 toolbar, and I'm going to press the help button here, which gives me access to all the example templates that come with PostTrans. And in here I'm going to type BOM for BOM. So we can see three templates here. Now the top one is to do with version control, so that's going to be in the next video. And there's one that says stock import with bill of materials. I'm going to actually open that one and explain that first. Now it's offering me here help, so I can say yes, and there's a really good explanation of how to use this spreadsheet and its functions and how it all comes together, which can be printed off very easily. Let's just move it into the center of the screen, the template into the center of the screen. So we've got a series of tags on row 1 which denotes the data basically that's mapped to Sage. If you hover over any of these you can see a little comment on it. So what I'm going to do, and I think the easiest way to explain what it's all about, is use the extract button to pull some data through. So I've pressed the extract button, and here we can see a whole host of different criteria we can apply to extraction. But what I'm going to do is I'm basically pulling through, and this is stock information, I can pull through all built items. So I'm just going to press overwrite, and there's all my bill of materials as such in Sage 200. Let's just show that in Sage. So there's my list of bill of materials. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to create a new bill of materials. What we're going to do is we're going to take maybe one of these items, and I think it'll be this one here, BS Arizona BOM, and create a new bill of materials. So what are we seeing here? Well, we're seeing here the stock code, the stock name is product group. So in order to create a new stock item, I need to define these things, the product group, product type, and the fact it's a built item. So that's all pretty straightforward, but also here it allows me, and I must do this for bill of materials, I must define a default warehouse for the bill of materials to be stored. So in order to create a new one, and I hope you've seen the other sheets, in which case you'll know that I can edit any of this information. In fact, we'll do that in a second. But let's go, I don't know, we're going to call it demo build 01 demo. Okay, I'm happy with it going into the same place as the other ones. I'm going to change it to its warehouse. And of course, if I type in here factory, the in-cell searching fills that in for me, or if I press space and tab away, I can see the whole list. So I'm going to select the factory. I did say I'd like to demonstrate it editing a stock record, so I can change the sales price of this one if we were selling these items. Okay, we can press now the import button, and that's now going to create my new stock item with the status of build. Let's press OK, and now we can see that's created that new stock item. So now if we switch back to Sage, now I know I'm on bill of materials, but of course what it's done there, it's actually created that demo build as a build as well. So it created the stock item, and it gave it a default manufacturing warehouse. It even gave it a price because we've got that mapped, and it created the BOM record. So this is the BOM record, which we're now about to move on to. So how would we edit this part of the build. Well, in this template we can easily add tags by pressing the tags button. And if we list down here, you'll see there's a whole series below the stock items for bill of materials. So if I wanted to change one of those fields, I can simply put it in here by just double clicking on it, and now that maps that additional field to the bill of materials. So effectively, this template here, I can create stock items and bill of materials at the same time and set all the default warehouse, and I can edit all the bill of material fields and the stock records all on a single line within the same template. But of course the most important thing to edit is the actual bill of material items. So let's move on to the BOM Items tab. Now this template gives me access to all the items on the build. So let's just go to a build, and I said I think I was going to copy this. We were basically going to take all the items, components and operations from here and put on our new build. So here we can see we've got a whole host of different components here. We've got a sub-component, a phantom item, and the operations, we've got 4 different operations. Let's extract that information. Well, of course, in PostTrans we've got the extract all. So using extract all, we can actually say I want to extract a single bill of materials here, and I can also say get sub-assembly. Now if I get the sub-assembly, it will extract the bill of materials we wanted, which we said we were going to take. There it is. So we can see here its parent code there, and if we look down its build, we can see it has a sub-assembly CA blah blah blah. Now CA blah 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 has now been translated down there, and also we have a phantom item here, so that's been copied down here. Now I do believe one of those items also has a sub-assembly. Yes, it does. This one here has a PM SNK pack. So you can see there PostTrans has basically gone down the whole tree and extracted all those sub items into one spreadsheet. So now if we wanted to edit those builds, well, we can go down here, we can change the sequence numbers, and we can change the quantities of the build. You can see here we've got some operations also. Let's just see that in action. Let's just change that to a 4, I don't know, and that to a 7. And let's add an extra component in. I'm going to insert in here a new item. Let's make it a really crazy one, like a dishwasher, slimline dishwasher. And what we can see there is PostTrans has actually scanned down, and even though I actually put it above, it's detected the next sequence number, it's applied that to the component. It's a component. By default it will search for a component, and it's filled in the parent code. So as PostTrans goes down, it will treat these all as the same build. Now you can see there it says A 1.25. That's all to do with versioning, but it's telling me there it's active and it's got a version number at present. So I could post that back in, but I could also, if I wanted, add a document in there. Let's just add a document. So here I would press space and tab away on the template, and you can see there I've got all my different types there. I select a document, and if I press space and tab away in the reference, it now allows me to search for a document which I've now added to the build. So let's import that. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's remove, let's say we're actually going to remove an item as well. So I'm going to put an X in this command here, in this column here, which is kind of like the delete column we've seen on other sheets. So there it says delete line. So let's go through. So we need to remember that PA 45 times 96 was on there, which is going to remove. So now I'm pressing the import button. Now here it's just telling me a little bit about the background. Now one important thing is if you sort this spreadsheet into a completely different order, it has to be imported back into the order of the parent code. So basically BOMs need to be all together and not all over the place as such, else it will confuse itself. So let's press OK, and it's gone down. It's detected the command to delete a line. And do we want to delete that line? Well, yes, please. And there you can see it says I've added 2 lines, I've updated 2, and I've deleted 1. So let's go back up and see what's happened. Yeah, updated 1. I think I changed the quantity. The deleted line has gone, and we added these 2 lines here, and I think we probably updated another one. So let's go and have a look at that data actually in Sage 200. We are dealing with this top Arizona record, so let's just go into the component list, and in here we should see a no more 48 by 96 whatever we deleted, and we do see a slimline washer which has got sequence number 3, and we can also see the document we added to the build. So that was quite successful. We edited that bill of material as expected. And of course that information could have been brought in from a CSV file, or you can even add formulas. You can rearrange this to some extent to suit your needs. Now we said, and we created, didn't we, a demo, where was it, a demo build. So let's clear this sheet down, and I think before we've demonstrated the search column, so what I can do is I can, in here, I can type BS and tab away. It'd help if I was actually in the search column. BS and tab away, and select that bill of material. Now what PostTrans will do is it's pulled it through into the sheet. Now when we saw it before, when we used the extract button, we wanted to see the subcomponents. Well, how can we control that? Well, if we have caps lock on, basically it will get the subcomponents. So now if I select it, it's going to go down, it's going to fill that whole stock item in. So if I was interested in another one, it'd fill another one in. So that's how easy it is to extract. Let's clear the data out. Yes, I want to clear it. And this time we're going to get BS, and we're going to copy this build. So there's our build, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy that build for our demo build, which is currently empty. Let's just prove it's empty. It was created only a few seconds ago. No operations, no components. Let's just close that down. And as you'd expect, the parent allows me searching. So if I type in there demo build, it's filled demo build in. Of course, I can use PostTrans, the power of Excel, just to copy that down. Now there's a comma there. Basically, any of these lookup codes have a comma in. PostTrans ignores everything after the comma. So if you were bringing this in from a CSV file, that could say demo build 01, no problem. These could have CO in them, and that's how it works. So there's our build, and of course, let's say we don't want, where's our dishwasher? We don't want the dishwasher in there. Well, of course, that isn't actually in the database, so we don't need PostTrans to say delete it, because it's not there. Now, you may notice that PostTrans actually, when it extracts, these are the actual ID numbers relating to the lines back in Sage 200. It uses that for efficiency, but what it will do is it will detect that it's a different build, so it will totally ignore them when I bring that in. So that's quite safe. Now we've got different sequence numbers. Now we added a few items before, and what we did was we selected its type, didn't we, first in this column. In other words, we went in here and we said, okay, I want a sub-assembly, and then I'll space and tab away, and now I see searching for a sub-assembly. Well, if you were going to enter loads and you did this on a regular basis, I think it'd be quite fiddly. So as a performance enhancement, if we go to setup, we can see in here that under the BOM tab, we have a whole set of defaults set up. So the default will always be component, but if I type comma, it will be a sub-assembly. If I type a full stop, it will be operation. if I want a component comment, it's semicolon. So let's just see that in operation. So let's just delete that line out that we just added. So I think I said a semicolon is a comment. So if I added my comment in here and tab away, you can see there it's put the next sequence number in, and it's filled all the defaults in, the type in. Type full stop to add an assembly. We'd expect it to search for assembly. That's added assembly, and a comma was a sub-assembly. So there's my list of sub-assemblies, and I can just select one of those. So that's filled that all in correctly. I think you'll notice that the sequence number is following through correctly. It will scan down and change those sequence numbers, and of course I would probably fill a quantity in against there. So just to recap, so what we've done there, we've extracted a bill of material and we've changed its parent code. We've added 3 extra lines to it. I think we deleted a line as well, but we must realize it's not already in the database, so we didn't need to use the command to delete. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the import button, and PostTrans is now going to scan down. Again, it's telling me all those things there, and if I press don't show me again, I'll just get on with it, shall we? And we can see now it says posted all down the left hand side because it was a new build that didn't exist. And if we now open our build, we should see it should match our information on the spreadsheet. Let's see if we can rearrange it somehow. Looks quite a difficult thing to rearrange. Okay, so we should see we've got, I think we put a comment on there. There was the comment. There was the document we put in earlier. We don't have a washing machine on it because we dropped that. We added a sub-assembly to the bottom, and we made the quantity 2. So that all worked, and I think we added an operation, and it was this operation here. So I think we can see how powerful PostTrans is at manipulating bill of material information. Of course, this could save people hours and hours, days and days a year. So I hope you'll see it's a worthwhile investment. If you're watching this video from YouTube, to go to our website, simply click on the link in the description below. If you're already on our website, you can scroll down slightly, and below this video you'll probably see some related links to associated articles. Let's just show you some of the resources on the website. Switch over, here's the home page. You can see here we have a series of menus at the top, and if you allow them to expand, you can see there all the different types of importation or extraction you can use with PostTrans and Sage, and also the transactions you can post. But importantly, there's a training section here. If we go to the training section, that describes in detail how to alter a PostTrans template using the tags that we briefly discussed in the demonstration. Also on the website is a blog which you can subscribe to, and I thoroughly recommend that, so then you can learn of new functionality and uses of PostTrans, because each of these articles maybe hones in on a particular function, a particular tag, or a particular way of using the product to do a particular job. For instance, expanding bill of materials on an order, code searching, protecting templates, importing CSV files, pricing, managing VAT, order currency, you name it, it's all in there. And that is easily accessible from the software itself. So if I switch back to a template, and this one's an order template, and I've just got the tag window open here on the right, but you'll see as I scroll down, this one here, TL description, which is the actual product description, actually has a blog article. So clicking on there takes me to that blog article and explains in great detail the implications of using that tag and the many different options, maybe in system setups, alters and behavior of that tag. So hopefully that will help. Also, we have the help button itself on the button bar, which takes you to kind of a context sensitive help, and also takes you to the training page, which explains how to manipulate and alter that template. And in addition to all that, of course, we have these blue help buttons here, which are easily accessible. They're also in the setup windows within PostTrans. So again, that takes you to a blog article. For instance, this one's about making the cursor follow a certain path. That will then take you to that article and explain how you customize that individual functionality. So there, I hope you've seen many different functions and online resources that we provided you to enable you to customize PostTrans to create a template to help you or your customers. So I thank you very much for watching this video.